Alright, and we're back. Can you guess where I am today? Hint, it's Tokyo. Well, I guess technically not. I think it's like just outside of the city. Anyway, we are in Nakano. Nakano is a western suburb of the city. It's just past Shinjuku a little bit, so it doesn't take too long of a train ride to get here from Shinjuku or Takodanababa or any of those areas. And you'll see why it is very rewarding for you to go here in a second as I switch into the regular camera. Okay. Just cross the road quickly here. Actually, it might be better to do the wide shot on this. So yeah, first off we have this big promenade full of shops. Last time I was here, I remember it being nothing but ABC Marts, which is like a shoe store. I remember because I was actively looking for walking shoes since I didn't bring any the first time, and who would have thought being a US size 13 and 14, they didn't have that here. So I had to make do with my Vans. But enough random rambling about ABC Marts. Actually, speaking of the devil, one up there. But yeah, in a couple of minutes here, you'll see the actual main event is, though this is a nice shopping street. That's the thing about Tokyo. I mean, you can go to any random moderately populated neighborhood and there's just all sorts of shops. They might be, repeats, like you may not have a reason to go to this district if it just has these kinds of shops, if you have been to another one. But I promise you, at the end of this promenade, there is a series of shops that are not to miss. So keep walking. Just do my best to navigate people. Something you might notice in these series of videos is that there is no rhyme or reason as to which way people walk in this country. Generally, it's on the left side just because the cars are on the left side, but it also just completely depends on where you are. Like I know in Kyoto, I believe it's actually reversed, and then in some parts it's just completely mixed. Even the train stations are guilty of it. Sometimes you'll walk through a train station and the stairs will have an arrow indicating walk on the left or on the right, but it will just completely flip, even between stations that are owned by the same company. So it's a little annoying, but that's all good. So I don't know if you can see the sign too closely yet, but there's our destination. It's called Nakano Broadway. You might think that this is Nakano Broadway itself, just given how it looks, but maybe this was originally called that, but nowadays Nakano Broadway is a large indoor mall, just full of vintage anime merchandise, toys, games. They have all sorts of collectibles here, especially harder to find older things. I even saw they had, last time I was here, they had post-war toys, like die-cast metal cars and stuff from the 50s, right after the war. So yes, now we enter. And I'm curious to see the different kinds of shops we have this time around. Past these people, again, you can walk on the left, you can walk on the right, it doesn't really matter. People will still walk directly in front of you in this country. Alright, so I don't remember what stores are all here, but we'll just wander around and see what we find. It looks like there's a crane game shop. You're gonna blow all your money and get absolutely nothing. Actually, I joke, but I was just at a game center, a Taito game station, and I won not one but two different crane game prizes. So you might have luck. Just don't spend too much money. I didn't spend that much today, at least. So yeah, there's just all sorts of stalls. It seems like it's maybe been a little more filled out, and now you can kind of just get a lot of stuff here. But certainly, a lot of the focus is on some of the harder to find things here. I remember that I think the top floor had a bit more goofier shops. So if I remember correctly, the stairs are this way, so we'll just make our way over there and take the stairs. But yeah, like I said, Nakano Broadway is not particularly far from the Shinjuku area, Takodanababa. It's just a couple stops on the Tozai line. Doesn't take particularly long, and you can get here. Of course, that means it's a lot easier for a bunch of tourists to go here. So I don't know how great the prices are overall, but at least worth looking, right? One thing I remember about the mall, actually, oh, dead end. I thought I remember it looping. Oh well. Let's make our way to the second floor. There's up there. Drink there, that's not cool. I believe it is closed, so I can't show you it, but like closed permanently. But there used to be a cafe here for Takashi Murakami, who, if you don't know, is a famous kind of postmodern Japanese artist. He did a lot of the, he's done a couple different album covers for Kanye, Kids See Ghosts and Graduation, if you're a fan of those. But yeah, this is definitely the more low-key. Actually, yeah, this was formerly the cafe, Bar Zingaro. It is now closed, unfortunately. I did have a chance to go there when I came here in 2019. It was pretty decent. It was, I remember buying a very expensive latte. Very expensive latte was like $20, but it had a cute little Murakami flower on it, so that made it all worth it. Okay, yeah, this is one of the shops I was thinking of, actually. This Mandarake. Yeah, this shop has all sorts of little knickknacks and gizmos and what's-its. They have a lot of wrestling-themed stuff here in particular. Last time I was here, they actually had a, I think it was a real WWE championship belt, they claimed at least, and it was very expensive. I didn't buy that, of course, but yeah, I guess we can just go inside and take a look. So yeah, they have a lot of these. I don't know how old these are, but these types of toys I know were definitely a bit older. It's some kind of like it's a wrestling series. I don't remember what it's called, but these little like low budget toys were very popular for a while among a lot of franchises. So I mean, it seems like they really specialize in the wrestling themed stuff here, and these little toys. There's a name for the material that they use on these little solid colored toys. I forgot what it's called. If you happen to know, please comment or tell me in real life if you know me. But yeah, I mean, definitely a lot of these. If you're into these, I don't know what they are. Actually, the Vegeta's pretty sick. It looks like a lot of these are actually old gachapon toys. I guess back in the day when they weren't full color because it was just cheaper to do single color. But I mean, yeah, this Mandarake is definitely themed with a lot of wrestling stuff, though they do have some other things like my usual Dragon Quest slime nonsense and some other monsters. But yeah, and then definitely like, you know, if you're a fan of 80s, 90s anime, so Yu Yu Hakusho, Rurouni Kenshin, Inuyasha, any of those, there's a lot of stuff here. I know in particular, I've seen a lot of Cowboy Bebop stuff in Broadway, so if you're a fan of that, definitely come here. Let's see what other stores we have. This mall is funny though, because a lot of these stalls are just completely shut down since they don't have anyone running them, and then some of these places are, you know, retro stores. Some of them are restaurants. Some of them are literal like offices. It's kind of a crapshoot as to what you get. Like that, I think, is just like a card shop of some kind, and that is a very compact game store. It looks like. Let me check in here. It looks like it's mostly Funko Pop and game merch, it looks like Cuphead and some other things. And some Harry Potter. Harry Potter is weirdly big here, which was a shock to me. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but I was surprised at how big it was. Looks like it's mostly just puzzles and those kinds of things. Hope the shop owners forgive me for just kind of wandering in and then immediately leaving. Ooh, actually. Oh, Lord. Yeah, these ain't good prices. I mean, these are probably in great condition, but we can check anyway. Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's a lot of harder to find games. There's also a rack right below that I'm not going to show because it's not suitable for good old YouTube. We got some Lucy's though. Got some Lucy Game Boy games. Actually, I'm trying to see if I can find anything decent here. Probably not. That is well, I wouldn't say pristine copy of Mario Land, but definitely better than the one I have. Mine barely has a label on it anymore. But I mean, yeah, a loose Pokemon Puzzle Challenge for like $9. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, but they do have, actually. I would imagine this is probably not that hard to find, so I kind of don't want to buy this now. I don't know. You don't need to hear me rambling. I actually do need to check this, though, because this is very important. You have no idea why, but I do. Okay, it's actually not important. Maybe that one is. No, okay. Long story short, there's a very rare version of Tetris that is kind of hard to spot if you look at the... That's not going to focus. Basically, the spire on the Moscow Tower or whatever it's called. If the spire is in between the L's, then it is a rare copy that's worth a lot more. If it's past the L's, it is just a regular old copy. So, not going to buy that. But, I mean, they definitely have a lot of Famicom games. But again, I don't know price-wise what we're kind of looking at here. I mean, yeah, rough box Mario Bros. For $30-something. Not super ideal. This one isn't too bad. This is a great condition. I don't know what it's called in Japan's NES Open Tournament Golf here, or in the States. But actually, it is. Well, I'll probably come back here to do some specific shopping if the prices are good, but just wanted to show a little bit of some of these stores. Yeah, so we got full price games and vintage cars, or vintage car models. Yeah, I really like this floor a lot more because it just has less of the foot traffic coming in from the train station for some reason. I guess no one thinks to go upstairs. I don't know why. This is where all the good stuff is. But Iko-san. Who is Iko-san? Picnic Gohan. I gotta look into that later. But yeah, we got a... Oh, okay. That's a manga store, but again, selling stuff that I can't show on camera, so we're gonna move on. Actually, a couple of these stores are selling things I can't show on camera. I gotta be crafty. Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of the beauty of something like a Nakano Broadway, is that it does feel a little like, I guess, unregulated. Like, it just seems like they allow any stall to just sell whatever. So you can have just regular anime merch, you can have adult stuff, you can have all sorts of things. Here we just have a long row of gachapon machines. We've already spent way too much money on these today, so probably not going to buy any more. Yeah, as you can see, Mandarake is all over Nakano as well. They seem to have different specialty shops, like the wrestling one we went into, and some other specialty toy shops. This one in particular seems to be more like tokusatsu, Super Sentai, and that kind of stuff. If you're into Godzilla or Power Rangers or any of those things, Kamen Rider. But yeah, again, if you're into a specific kind of older franchise, like obviously this isn't exactly a hidden gem, but like if you want actual kind of older Dragon Ball Z merch, One Piece, Bebop, those kinds of things. It's a Ghost in the Shell standalone complex. Or is that just regular Ghost in the Shell? I don't remember. But yeah, I mean, I could definitely go on forever and show all the stores, but I probably shouldn't because I need to eventually buy something and not just wander around. Oh, this store is cool, actually. Oh, never mind. There was a store here that was like an army surplus store. Like it literally just sold like MREs and uniforms and stuff. It was very interesting. But yeah, this is Nakano Broadway. I guess I'll probably just cut the video here since, again, there's just way too many shops to actually cover in detail, and I need to actually look for some things. So definitely, if you're in Tokyo, I would highly recommend going here. It's not too far out of the way. It's a cheap train ticket, same as any other train ticket. And yeah, that is Nakano Broadway. And I will leave you on these silly little guys.